Hello everyone, welcome to Minimal Mindful Mama. I'm Katie Mixon and I love making videos that help other busy moms to simplify their lives so that you can spend less time cleaning and organizing and doing all the things on your to-do list and more time actually enjoying being a mom and being with your children. In a previous video, I mentioned one way that I simplify my mental load as a mom is by having a monthly item that I purchase. And a lot of you commented on that video and asked questions and asked for a follow-up video. So today I'm going to be going more into detail on what that looks like for me. As a family of 6, we have a lot of expenses. Many of these fall under the grocery category, but then there's some things that just come up, such as birthdays or holidays or other things that we need to spend a little bit of money on that aren't typical everyday expenses. I was getting very overwhelmed by trying to keep a mental list of all of these things in my head. I usually grocery shop at Aldi, and there's some things that I buy for our family that aren't available at Aldi, and so I tend to buy them at Target, or some things I order from Amazon, or maybe I'll go to a different grocery store for these items. There are some things that I purchase directly from stores that only sell that item. And it was just getting to be a lot for me to keep that mental list going of what we need and how often we need it and when we're getting low and who all I even need to order from. So today I'm going to walk you through the specific detailed process of what I'm doing for our family. And hopefully this can provide some inspiration for you. Of course, I'm sure that the household expenses will be different in each family, but at least you'll get to see my process and maybe come up with ways that this could help reduce some of your mental load around household shopping as well. So I made a spreadsheet. You absolutely don't need to do this in spreadsheet format. That's just what I chose to do. But you could totally write this on a dry erase board or just in a notebook or paper or even just in a Word document if that's easier for you. First, I listed out the months, and then I filled in things like birthdays or holidays that we know fall on certain months, and that's when I'll need to spend money on those particular events. Next, I separately listed out all of the items I could think of that I don't buy on my typical grocery trip. Things like protein powder or filters that need to be changed every so often. Things like spring clothes and shoes that are more seasonal items that I purchase once or twice a year. Hair products, shampoo, conditioner, sunscreen I usually purchase at the beginning of summer. Things like school supplies or makeup, any sports items for fall and fall clothing. I made a whole list of all the things that I could think of that I would typically purchase that don't come from my normal shopping trip that I do weekly. If you have any bills that aren't a monthly payment that comes out automatically, for instance, we have one that's an annual payment, I also added that to this list as well, just so that I'm aware that it's coming and what month that is in. That also helps me to not schedule additional things that month to buy because I know that our household expense budget is going to be going towards that particular month. Many of the things on this list were more seasonal items, so I figured out what month I would probably want to purchase these things in. So for instance, sunscreen I would typically buy at the beginning of summer, so I assigned that to May. School supplies, while they're for September, I feel like the deals usually come out in like July or August, and so I assigned that to July so that way as soon as things start coming out, I have the budget to purchase them, and then if maybe there's a deal or something that I wait till August to buy, I still have that leftover money from July. After I filled in these things that are more seasonal, it was easy for me to see which months were pretty full of things I would need to buy and which months had less things that were assigned to them. You also have to keep in mind, however, that some of the things are more expensive than others. So you also have to keep in mind that while a month may only have one item assigned to it, it may be a pricier item and may take up more of the budget. For instance, purchasing a cord of wood is going to be pricier, even though it's just one item, than maybe buying Valentine's for my kids' school parties, because that may be multiple items, but it's going to be less per item. So looking at the number of things assigned to each month as well as the monetary value of these things allowed me to then take the things that don't matter when I buy them, such as household cleaners or dish soap or things like deodorant or body wash, and assign those items to months where I didn't have as many things listed. Some of you have also pointed out that you don't have much storage space, and I am in a similar situation where we live in a relatively small house for a family our size. So I didn't add anything to this list that was going to take up a lot of space in my home, such as toilet paper or paper towels. Those things I'm going to continue to need to buy probably on a monthly or weekly basis, and I didn't plan to purchase those in larger quantities. However, things like toothpaste or toothbrushes are relatively small and easy to buy more of at once and store for a long time, and so those are the things that I added to this list. If, however, you do have a lot of storage space, you may want to consider adding some of those larger items as well, because you may be able to save money by buying more at once. Once I had the spreadsheet filled out with all of the items I had originally listed, the hard part was over, and then we move on to what I do and how I use this spreadsheet month to month. So at the start of each month, I simply take a look at my spreadsheet and see what I have listed under this month. So since May is about to begin, let's take a look at what I have listed under May. So for May, I have hair products, shampoo and conditioner, bathing suits and summer clothing, and sunscreen listed. This means that these are the items that I'm going to purchase this month. However, I'm going to purchase a year's supply of these items so that I can have enough stocked to hold me over until next May when I'll purchase again. And so my first year doing this, I'm probably going to mostly guess at how much we would use per month and then add that to a year's worth. If I have some left over, that's okay. I can just adjust the amount that I purchase next year to account for that. Now, for the bathing suits and summer clothes category, obviously this is not an item that really gets used up. So I'm going to take inventory of what we have, especially with our kids, what still fits them. And I'm going to determine what we need to purchase for this summer based off of that. It's always exciting when you don't need to purchase as much as you planned for, but it's so helpful to have this as a guide so that I know what do I need to plan for in case we need it. The final item I have planned for May is sunscreen. I didn't know this until a few years ago, but sunscreen actually expires. So if you have sunscreen left over from last year, check that expiration date because it probably is expired. Since I found this out, I've just been buying a new bottle each spring and then throwing out whatever's left at the end of the year. So as you start the process of shopping in this way, it will take some refining as you figure out the quantities that you'll actually need each year, and it may change by year as your family grows, etc. But I can't tell you how much mental load that this has reduced for me to only have to just look at the list to see what to buy each month, rather than making multiple purchases from multiple retailers every month. It's so much easier to just have 2 or 3 items that I need to buy that are listed out for me, and then I don't have to try to remember or keep track of what we're running low on. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope that this gave you lots of ideas on ways that you can help to reduce your own mental load when it comes to making purchases for your household. Be sure to like this video and subscribe down below. If you ring that little bell button, you'll get notified when I upload more videos. Again, I love making videos that help busy moms to simplify their lives. I share all of the helpful tips and tricks that I have learned and that I am continuing to learn to help make your lives easier so that you can enjoy your motherhood. I'd love if you drop a comment down below and say hi. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in the next video.